Hello, hey, hi, my family. Welcome to Daddy's house. It's your girl J Dad coming to you live from the comfort of my own bed. Welcome to my home, everybody. I'm so glad you could join me. I'm really just a student of life, and I'm here to learn all that I can learn, and I'm also here to teach anything and everything that I can teach to you guys about life, and more specifically holistic healing, and mostly holistic healing, and like transitioning from a not so healthy life to a healthy life, because that is the process that I am in. And yeah, so if that sounds like anything you're interested in, come in, take your shoes off, stay a while. Anybody and everyone is welcome in my home, and I'm so grateful to have you here. Now, if you're a returning guest, I want to say welcome back and thank you for returning. I am so sorry, so sorry that I left you out in the cold for the last few months. I didn't mean to do that. I have no good excuse for myself besides life, and I want to make a promise that I will not do that again anytime soon. This is my Girl Scout or J-Dad honor, really. So I want to first start off by saying that I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday season, if you celebrate any holiday at all, during that season, of course. And also, I hope you had a spectacular new year. I hope it got off on the right foot, and 2022 is treating you amazingly like you deserve. Honestly, my holiday season was pretty great. I would say near perfect. I got to visit my family in Florida, and we spent the first Christmas in like maybe 6 years. It might be a little longer than that altogether, all of us celebrating, but at least 6 years for sure. And these are this is the side of the family that I spent all my Christmases with growing up, so this one was really special. And I also had my grandmother there with us, and there was just nothing but love and happiness all around, so I have no complaints at all. My New Year's was pretty cool too. I babysat for New Year's, but it's fine. I think for sure it was one of my angels, R.I.P. Aaron, dush. I think he was definitely looking out for me, keeping me out of trouble, and also bringing good juju to my house for the new year. So again, cannot complain at all. Let's see. I have just a few goals, and I say a few, but they're kind of like loaded. I want to eat properly, and when I say properly, I mean like super healthy, not eat like any of the things I'm not supposed to eat, which is like, if you don't know, there are so many things that we should not be eating, especially on a regular basis, but I will save that for another day. I want to fix this crusty ass ponytail of mine back here. I am so upset with myself. Well, not so upset, it's whatever, whatever. It's yesterday and today is a new day. But I kind of, for like the last 3 months, I was just throwing my hair in a ponytail using Eco Gel, and now it's messed up, and the healthy hair journey that I was on before, I ruined it, and I lost some of my progress. So we're gonna work on that avidly, because before I wasn't even really consistent with it, and I was still seeing such amazing results. So this time I'm gonna be consistent with it. I don't know why I just clogged up right there, but I'm gonna be consistent with it, okay? And then thirdly, I just want to open up to my mission and stay on my path of becoming a holistic healer. which is already starting out so wonderfully for 2022 for me. Like, I have 3 clients, guys. 3. That's 3 people willing to work with me, trusting me to work with me, and helping them heal holistically. So that means like literally everything to me. You have no idea how grateful and excited and dedicated I am to these folks. And I am doing it pro bono because I am learning still, and I'm self-taught, and I don't have any like certifications or anything like that. So certifications, sorry. So yeah, that's, I don't know. I'm just honestly speechless thinking about it. But yeah, if you feel like it, leave a comment down below and tell me what some of your goals for 2022 are, if you have any, or if you just plan, you know, to live a good life. That's a good goal. So essentially, I was inspired to make this video for you guys today because I had a bit of a major breakthrough for myself in my own healing today. And I don't know, for some reason, after like, you know, all the emotions settled and everything, the first thing I thought about was you guys, and I was called to come in here and give you a little bit of, you know, insight to what happened. Maybe you guys can see a little bit about how I'm gonna go about things, you know, maybe learn a little bit of something, hopefully, I don't know. And yeah, I think I'm gonna throw in a little clip of my vacation and just show you how my holiday and my New Year's went. And yeah, so that's what I have in store. All right, guys, welcome back to me. I don't know if you can see all the love and joy I was surrounded by, but that was my vacation. I will dive in now to this major breakthrough that I was speaking of before. So everybody put on their non-judgy ears. Look at my ears, by the way. I get those from my dad. Anyways, put on your non-judgy ears and just hear me out, okay? So it really all started with me doing the work for my clients. I plan on healing them through a few different methods, but using tarot and Reiki and then some other things for sure. This week though, I mostly did tarot and Reiki. So through the process, I realized that all 3 of them, we were starting off with heart chakra issues. And for those of you who don't know, your heart chakra is the 4th major chakra point in the 7 major chakra point system. And it is in the middle of your chest, and it is what is the word I was even trying to say? I don't know what word I was trying to say, but anyway, it was related. It's related to your heart and how you love, how you forgive, how you feel empathy, how you show compassion, and things like those. And essentially, if your chakras are blocked up, you'll notice a few different types. You'll notice different ways on how it can affect a person. Like if a person has either you know, an overactive or underactive heart chakra, they could be dealing with situations like codependency, abandonment issues, attachment issues, things like that. And you can also see like physical corresponding issues when you have different problems in your heart chakra, but we're not talking about that right now. Maybe we'll get into that in a later date. But what I noticed was our heart chakra issues, so I started trying to work on them, and essentially I opened up the last little bit of clogged chakra in myself. And I kind of noticed it taking place earlier in the week, when I felt the need to forgive. You know, I wanted to forgive my mom and my BD. Now, my BD, like, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video for a whole nother day. And trust me, guys, it's a story. But I really noticed it when I wanted to forgive my mom, but I wanted to forgive her for how she felt about me, like, before I was born, which, as it sounds, you know, I was thinking, like, why is this coming up? Like, what is this, you know? So now, if you don't know, I've been through, you know, obviously my own healing process, and I've done a couple things, and one of those things are past life regressions, or is past life regressions, and I've done 3 of them at this point. So I think personally, I think I know how my mom felt before I was born, and that, like I said, we're getting personal here, so yeah. I wanted to stop the video, but I won't. Anyways, so I went through that, and I was realizing, like, oh, I guess I had a little bit of clogged up heart chakra. And today it showed where it was playing out in my life. So that'll usually be what happened. Like, you'll start to open up, right? And then you'll have, like, these flood of emotions and things like that related to the issue corresponding to that chakra. And then you'll have to, you know, okay, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead, kick back, and get comfy because my back started hurting for some odd reason. Maybe I was sitting up for too long. It could also be that maybe somebody in the audience has back pains or back issues. I am going to tell you how this attachment issue, or this heart chakra issue, spoiler alert, heart chakra issue is playing out in my life. So it was a pretty unhealthy attachment to my 2 little sisters, Sophia and Ella. Sophia and Ella are the youngest on my dad's side, and then we have one younger than her, Ramaya, but she's on my mom's side. Mama and Papa were Rolling Stones. As I mentioned in my first video, I have 8 siblings, and everything's kind of all over the place, so yeah. But anyways, they're the 2 youngest on my dad's side, and about 4 years ago, they came to live in my house with me, because their parents were having issues. My dad and their father, they were having some pretty serious issues, which I'm not going to dive too deep into right now. Maybe in the future we'll get there, but it's kind of, you know, a lot of people's business to just throw you in there. But sorry if you were trying to get all in the biz tonight, but maybe another time. Anyways, they came to live with me. I got guardianship of them. I basically, like, took them under my wing as if they were my own kids, okay? That's how I've been seeing them. As my own kids, that's how I've been treating them. That's just how I've been feeling, you know? And honestly, that's just the kind of person I am. Like, any kid I bring into my house, it doesn't matter where they're from. It doesn't matter whose parents they are. Like, it doesn't matter. I treat them as if they're my own, you know. But these, like I said, they came to live with me. I've been helping take care of them for 4 years. So just imagine, like, they're actually like Wolfgang's sisters in my head, you know, instead of my sisters. And that's the unhealthy part, because they're my sisters. They're not my kids. They have their own mom. I need to kind of adjust my standard or something for them. So yeah, but anyways, it came to a head after all this time because, well, after they left my house, they moved back to New Hampshire. Things kind of blew up because of the guardianship, but that's a story too. Trust me, I got plenty stories. I should do like a story time. But that was the story. Like, after they left my house, they went and moved into my sister Monique's house, and Monique got guardianship of them. So eventually, after things, there was a little bit of unrest between me and Monique from the girls leaving my house. We had a little bit of problems, but that all settled down. You know how sisterly love is, and me and Monique always got along. Before that, we were I don't know if I'd say close, just because we wasn't like talking all the time, but we were definitely always got along. There was never any issues aside from that one. So I basically ended up living with them for the most part for like 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. But while, like, I didn't get rid of my house, I stayed in my house. I would be over there for like a week or so, and then I would come and, you know, switch on my clothes, take care of little things around my house, and then I would go back to New Hampshire. But while I was out there, I was mostly spending time with the girls. Monique's more my age. New story alert, we have 3 siblings that are all the same age. There's one that was born in December 1994. Monique was born in October 1994. And I am July 94. So, yeah. Messy. Anywho, I was hanging out with the younger girls more than I was the one that's my age. So that just sets the tone right there. Eventually, a few months ago, maybe like six months or more back, I couldn't stay there anymore. Things were getting really unhealthy. Like, me and Monique, I wasn't feeling Monique at all. I wouldn't say that we weren't, like, I just wasn't feeling her, and I know she wasn't feeling me either. So I left. I came back to my house full time. I was trying to get my shit on track, you know. So yada yada. A few more months go by, and the girls, they started to ignore me while I've been here. You know, they was calling me. We would talk every single day, like every day, and almost all day, to be honest. You know, they would just call me and we would just keep the call going. And eventually they started like not talking to me as much, ignoring my calls and such. And then they ended up telling me that they were in like a depressed mood. They were basically depressed. They wasn't feeling motivated. They didn't want to talk to anybody. They was really sad. You know, they couldn't really see the light. So obviously, naturally, I got really worried and stuff. So I've been worried about that for the last few months. I've gone to visit them a couple times. I stayed with them a couple of times, just 2 really, since then. And, you know, so fast forward to about a month ago, I'll say a month ago, and actually, mind you, when they're telling me they're depressed and all that, they're basically telling me what they want is me, you know, like they trust me, they feel comfortable with me. So I'm like, all right, that's why I went to go visit them a couple of times, you know. So a month ago, I was asking them, you know, when do they want to come to my house to spend a little bit of time with me and just get a little break and be away from there for a little bit. And that's when they started acting a little shady. Like, I kind of realized it, but then I ended up going to Florida for Christmas, and I really didn't think nothing of it, you know. So I was like, all right, maybe they just didn't want to come before Christmas. I'll try again after I get back. It's no big deal. Well, after I get back, they're kind of avoiding me a little bit still, and then about a week and a half ago, a week and a half and a couple of days, we were on the phone. We talked like 2 days in a row, hours straight. Everything's fine, everything's normal. They're not saying nothing out of the ordinary. And then I asked them like the next day or something like that when they'll be ready to come to my house, or when they want to come visit their sister, and then ice cold silence, like literally, I don't know, ice cold silence, is that a thing? Cold silence. Anyways, it was ice cold. That's how they were treating me. Burn. They left me out. But anyway, yeah, they just weren't answering me. That was like a week and a half ago. So the last half of this week, I was obviously really worried. Like, I'm thinking they're in their depressive state still, they're being like blobs on the bed, not doing nothing with their lives, and they're just falling deeper and deeper into a hole. That's what I'm thinking, And also, I'll just mention that I wasn't feeling Monique because I think she honestly is wrapped up in something evil, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think my sister Monique, and I think that's just why we haven't been able to click, because I've been raising my frequency, but it doesn't really, I'll just leave that there. But that's where we're at right now, if you were wondering. But yeah, so I'm really worried. I'm like, what if this evil thing has gotten to my sister? Because it's not that hard. They're very close, Listen, the evil eye is not that hard to spread around, okay? So you guys really need to protect your space and protect your energy. That's one thing I know for certain. All it really takes is a look or just a thought, like, I don't like that person or something, and then boom, you got an evil eye on you. But I think it's something a little more than that personally. But anyways, so this is what I'm thinking. So later in the week, I'd say like later in this week, I was telling them, all right, well, if you don't answer me, like, I'm just gonna come out there, I'm gonna come check on you, see what you guys are doing. And like, at first I said I'll come out on Friday, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna come out on Sunday. So they still don't answer me. They're not answering me. So by the time Friday comes, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come on Sunday. Now at this point, since you're not answering me, I'm gonna come whether you want me to or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm worried, so I'm just gonna come. And then they write me on Friday, like a long old paragraph apologizing for ignoring me and saying that, I don't know, I can't really remember but they were apologizing for ignoring me, saying they know it's not right, and yada yada, blase blase. And then they say they don't want me to come out on Sunday. And I was like, okay, but I already said even if you don't want me to, I'm gonna come out. Because at this point, I'm still thinking that they're like in a depressive state. You know what I'm saying? They haven't really said anything to make me think otherwise. So they just apologize basically for not answering me, just saying they're trying to get ready for school and stuff. But that was it. So I say that, and they continue to ignore me for the rest of the night. Like, I tried to call them a couple of times, and they just didn't answer. So then they text me late Saturday afternoon, around 3 or 4, and they're saying, oh no, you know what, on Friday, I don't know. You know what, I don't think they told me not to come on Friday. They wrote me on Saturday afternoon, after ignoring me for the rest of the day on Friday, saying that they don't want me to come. And that's when I was like, I'm coming anyways, sister girl, sorry, not sorry, And then they ignored me for the rest of Saturday. And they wrote me this morning before I woke up. And everything all happens for a reason, because my phone died. Like, before I went to sleep, it was on a high enough percentage that it wouldn't usually die, especially if I'm not doing anything on it, but it died. So when they wrote me this morning, or no, my alarm didn't go off, so I didn't wake up and get out the house as early as I should, because they're about 2 hours away from me. So I wanted to get out there so I can have the whole day with them and not spend the night. But I wake up to like 4 long messages. It was really 2 long messages, but you know, when that phone's dead, the iMessage sends as a text message. So it was like 4 long messages all in my face. They was kind of attitudinal too, which I didn't appreciate, but they was like saying how they're not depressed, they're getting in a routine, they've been doing their yoga and this and that, and they're feeling good. They just don't want me to go because they feel like I would get in the way. So I'm like, okay. And that's when it really started to click, like, all right, why couldn't they just say that? You know, why do I have to, like, why is this whole thing? I was only going out there because I was worried for you. But if there's nothing to be worried about, you really could have just said that. Oh, you know what the point I'm missing? On Friday, they told me that they were just avoiding me because they didn't want to hurt my feelings about not wanting to come to my house. So come Saturday, when they're telling me they don't want me to go out there either, in my head I'm like, okay, you don't want me to go out there and you don't want to see me, when just a couple months ago I was what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really feeling like they're like deep in the trenches and I need to go like lift their spirits up a little bit. So I'm like, no, I'm definitely coming. You know what I'm saying? But then when they wrote me this morning, I'm like, all right, why did you just say that? Like, literally, it wouldn't have been a problem. And then it clicked, and it's like, they feel some type of way telling me something because of this unhealthy mother, kid relationship we have, instead of the sister relationship, where it would be easier to tell your sister, how you feel, opposed to how it is to tell your mother how you feel, especially for teenage girls. So yeah, that's pretty much the point of it all. Like, I've created this environment where they feel like they can't be honest, and they couldn't tell me that they didn't want to see me, and that bothers me because it leads to like really one-sided relationships, which I'm not doing with anybody. Even my little sister's like, no, I'm not doing it. No exceptions to the rule. Like, we're gonna be, truthful, we're gonna be respectful, we're gonna be honest, we're gonna be sincere. And that's kind of things I felt like they weren't doing, and I don't want that relationship for us. And I don't want, I also don't want to not have a relationship with them. So I have decided, or I have realized, how I have to change the structure of our relationships. I have to detach from this unhealthy way that we have been going about things, and just form a different kind of bond with them. So yeah, I think that's the last of my attachment issues. I've been doing everything else pretty good, like some more stories for a later date, but I've always had like third-party relationship problems, and I've done so well, with detaching from those, and I've done so well with not being over-attached to people, not being under-attached to people, and this was really the last straw. So I'm so glad that I got it. It's beautiful, and I can blossom into this, little butterfly of healthy love relationships. What more could I ask for, right?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I make sure you have a good day. Signed by Wolfgang.